In this episode, we had the shining hope, but not from a battle that's going to kill you, not from a battle that you can't win. It is a battle that they were struggling against, but it wasn't against a foe. This was a pattern. This is a pattern that we're starting to see over the last couple of episodes. We don't need an evil antagonist to trigger the mega evolution, nor do we need an evil antagonist to satisfy the crest for our Digidestin. Before I carry on, we done a collaboration with Michael Kirby, who does a lot of video game content. He's fantastic. So we spoke about a fan design, a fan theory for Digimon Rumble Arena, how to get it back in this new era. Knowing what we know about Digimon, it was great fun. It was this podcast-esque video. Fantastic. I'm sure you've seen him around comments somewhere around the videos, but please check it out. It was great to do. In this episode, I liked it, but I hated it. And I had a lot of questions as well. So please bear with me and enjoy episode 61 of Digimon 2020 and this review. What happened in this episode? We had Tai just wandering around, and then he sees Eldoradomon trying to climb some steep hill, some mountain. But what got him was at the foot of Eldoradomon, behind his heel, you see TK and Patamon just pushing this giant Digimon. I'm like, okay. And by the way, I'm going to quickly just summarize the story. And they're trying to push him so that Eldoradomon can go back home, which is above the cliff to where his home is. And TK and Patamon are inspiring and trying to galvanize all the Digimon to push or to allow Eldoradomon to return home. The Digimon that was around Eldoradomon at the time were the Digimon who lost their homes to Millenniummon. At the end, TK's efforts paid off. Although we had an edgy Digimon such as Gravimon who has the power to control gravity, when they finally reach the summit, it all collapses and they're all about to fall down. And Gravimon, he allows TK and Eldoradomon to levitate, but is not strong enough, and thus we have the mega evolution, well, pseudo mega evolution to Seraphimon, or the silhouette form of Seraphimon, who powers up Eldoradomon, gives him wings, and is able to go back to his homeland or above the cliff safely. So that summarizes the story. Let's break it down. Why on earth is TK and Patamon just the only ones pushing Eldoradomon? Now, is it me, or does Eldoradomon look weird? There's an inconsistency in terms of his size throughout the episode. Look, Eldoradomon is massive. He's an island. An island Digimon, yeah, is absolutely massive. But you have TK and Patamon pushing him. What help would that really do? Like, realistically, it's the same as an ant pushing your leg. What help does that do in terms of momentum when you're going up a hill? Maybe it's the thought that counts, and that's probably what it was. But at times, you felt the Eldoradomon looked a bit smaller, or, well, much bigger, or his normal size than what we were introduced to. So that inconsistency kind of caught me off guard at times. Another thing is, they made a line. They put a line that TK and Patamon, they went off by themselves to find the crest or follow the compass, etc. How much time span is passing throughout these meetings? How much time is literally between when we last saw Kari and Co. and this episode? Has it been a few days? Has it been a few weeks? What is it? It's kind of, I don't know. It's making me wonder. And again, that ain't a negative. I'm just wondering what's going on. We also saw the return of Leomon. Leomon is back, and he gave a quick little, he just told us what's going on. He says that, okay, Lotmon's trying to look for a home for all these displaced Digimon. Now, in regard to the displaced Digimon, these are the Digimon whose homes were lost or were destroyed due to Millenniummon. And they gave a little flashback, and that was nice to see, of Millenniummon destroying essentially the digital world or parts of the digital world. Yeah, there's around only 30 odd Digimon who are displaced. If you wanna justify or remind us of the scope of the terror that is Millenniummon, why didn't we have a couple of hundred, heck, a couple of thousand Digimon whose homes were displaced and they were just there? And when they're pushing Eldoradomon, it makes it a little bit more believable. Instead, we had Metal Greymon with his arm, we had Leomon with a rope, and we had a bunch of rookies at the end, but as initially just TK and Patamon pushing Eldoradomon, a mammoth of a Digimon who is bigger than an island. So you think literally how helpful is the pushing, how helpful is the momentum, especially from TK and Patamon, but it's the thought that counts. And we had the edgy Gravimon. Gravimon was there, and I liked his reasoning. I like the fact that he said, look, how can I forget that my home was destroyed? How can I forget that I can't even return home? And then we had a great moment with TK saying, look, I understand what it means to return home. Heck, to return to a time. And then we had the implication, the little flashback of them telling us, they didn't outright say it, of Matt, TK, and his mother and father. As we know that TK and Matt's father and mother are divorced. And by being divorced, they have a broken family. Although they haven't explicitly said this yet in this 2020 anime, it's heavily implied, as was the same in the original the 1999 anime. So that's nice. My gripe with that is that it? Why didn't we get more? Like, this episode makes me want more. I just want more. Why aren't you giving me more? I want to know more about TK's backstory. I want to know, why is Eldoradomon wanting to go to that place? Is it just because of sentimental value that he was there before? Or is there more significance? Is there more importance in terms of the story? I know they don't need to tell us this for Eldoradomon, but it would just make it more satisfying. Give this activity of pushing him up the ramp, up the cliff, more meaning, more weight. Why is he going there? Why not give us a little quick flashback of, I don't know, a few thousand, a few hundred, or when he was pre this era of the digital world, when he was there? It could be something small. Give us a justification. Give us an emotional reason as to why we want Eldoradomon to return back there. Now, we understand that this was a hopeless situation from the fact that a Goliath of a Digimon such as Eldoradomon is trying to go up quite a steep hill, a steep mountain, and that's what makes it a hopeless situation. So that's why TK's crest was activated, and you know what? It was earned, that it really was a hopeless situation, and he was a shining hope in this situation. It would have been better if it happened at night then. Just so the whole moniker, the name of Shining Hope, would have made a bit more sense, and or would have had a bit more, relevance to the actual environment, to the setting in which it was achieved. Seeing Anjuman coming quietly, I'm like thinking, oh, why didn't you come out earlier? Even Greymon came out much earlier. And by the way, that whole Greymon and Leomon doing the doing the little blast to act as thrust, to act as little boosters on the back of Eldoradomon to give him momentum, was a cool idea. But again, if that didn't work, what is a push from TK or a bunch of little rookie Digimon going to do? And Gravimon, again, he could have helped from the beginning, but him not wanting to help made sense. He was really pissed off. He was depressed. He just didn't want to. He felt hopeless. And seeing TK and Co gave him hope, gave him a reason to really move on. But at the end, we just didn't see the resolution of those Digimon or the resolution of Eldoradomon. Yeah, he arrived at that place, but I kind of wanted more. It felt like it just ended at a weird place. It was like those 1980s, 1990s films where it just stops at a picture, and that's it. That's just the end of the film. And that's exactly what it felt like in this episode. Did you like how Seraphimon, or the silhouette of Seraphimon, was achieved in this one? I think it was okay. But again, I personally would have liked Seraphimon to kind of appear against a foe. And we might still get that. We might still get that with Ophanimon and Seraphimon against the agents of the great catastrophe. So it's not too much of an issue in the way it happened right now, but it does feel like a very nothing episode. It feels like an episode where how much progress did they really make? Yeah, TK achieved his crest, but in the long run, I just felt we didn't learn any real nice nugget of details. No, we didn't learn of, Eldoradomon's past or whatever. We had a hint, we had a little nugget of information for TK's backstory, but we didn't expand on that. We didn't flesh that out. So it was a decent episode, but it just left me wanting more of everything, like genuinely more of how much time has passed, more of give me more on TK's backstory, give me more on the backstory of all of these displaced Digimon, give me more on how deep the destruction of Millenniummon really affected everyone and the digital world. Just give me more. Anyway, guys, we are 61 episodes in. If it does finish at 66, bloody hell, man. What kind of... Anyway, that's a topic. That's a discussion for another time. And I invite all of you lot to comment down below. Have a lovely weekend. Take care and bye-bye.